Hey, Spoot Knight, I see you on YouTube. Yeah, I just saw your response on the Discord too, saying that that's one of the coolest things about the ships, having the weapon placement differ between each wing. I completely agree with you there. Just following up with your conversation with vocals. Also using this time to just ensure that my voice is coming through loud and clear, making sure everything is hunky-dory, you know. So if anything does sound off or wonky, please let me know so we can get that adjusted. Otherwise, we will be going live in approximately 2-ish minutes. Oh my goodness, it's time where we are going to have a really quick transition straight to my face in the game. Oh no, it actually did the transition. Yes, that's perfect. Flawless execution. Everything is fantastic. Oh my gosh. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official Rockfish Games stream where I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. And we're going to be playing through the beta today. Stuff that you have already seen, I know, goodness gravy, but the point of this is to make sure that anybody who's never seen this experience, they can kind of see more stuff that's going on and what we've been doing with it, having some fun in the process, and just having a good time generally. We also utilize these streams in a very strong capacity of community engagement. What does that mean for you? That means that if you've got questions that have gone unanswered for any number of reasons, and you just want to cut to the chase and ask them here, we do have many individuals from Rockfish who are floating about, who are able to dive in on that. And of course, I would personally like to respond to those questions as well, so that you have a direct response. There's no cutting corners. There's no ways out of this. We are being as transparent as possible. So please utilize that aspect of these community streams, because we would love to just divulge in any of those conversations. All right. Beautiful. And as always, just want a huge shout out to Michael, because guys, seriously, having the CEO in a live stream, that's surreal. Like if this was a common thing whenever, like several years back, and I'm like hyped about a game and the CEO's freaking always in the chat, that I'd be on cloud 9. So seriously, Michael, thank you for taking a portion of your day to join in the streams, help clarify any super big, crazy bigwig questions that even I couldn't answer. So that's awesome. That's huge. All right. So, where are we at? I actually changed up my save. Oh, actually, two more points, two more things to start. This little black thing is going to be going away very soon. I did try to adjust it, and I actually broke my green screen further. Don't worry about it. Just ignore this. It's going to be gone. It's going to be fixed. We're not mentioning it a single more time ever, okay? Cool. Second thing is that where we are diving into the beta, we are not actually carrying over where we were at last time. I had to change my save files around. Many of you know this already, but also know that I do quality assurance work in the game as well. And we have multiple versions of the game, multiple saves and stuff, and transfer everything around. The one that I had for the stream unfortunately got, the best word to use is corrupted. So we're gonna use this one instead. Continue the storyline in the capacity that we want, or we can go exploring however we want. No problems there whatsoever. Again, the main goal is to really answer the questions that are burning inside. Get them out there. Let's do this. So one of the quick, oh my gosh, we need to repair our ship. But also I kind of want your help to decide on what type of ship we should be flying. I'm actually not sure if I have my controls to change the ship here. Okay, no, I do. Good. So, if we want to like change the look of how this ship is, I mean, I know that there was some discussion in the Discord about a specific set of wings. Oh, it was on the Interceptor though, unfortunately. But we use a modular approach to the ships this time around, which means the engines, the body, the wings, also the cockpit, though we haven't seen the official modifications for it yet. All of these things are customizable to your liking eventually. So we are still heavily in the works to bring all of that to fruition. Also maybe change the colors around a bit. Ooh, oh, I like this. We're gonna go with this. We're just gonna straight up that nice matte gray. Ooh, I like that. So let's repair our ship up and then buy this PrimeSense STA to trigger this mission, catapult our way forward, and then start answering those questions. You know, it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a fantastic time. The more you put into this stream, the more I give back. Boom. All right, so we've repaired our ship. We've restocked our ship. Just a quick look at our inventory. Man, this is hot garbage. We need more stuff. It's fine, we'll work with what we got. Let's see. Here, we can at least upgrade our devices. Each of the devices comes with a modifier, several modifiers, or modes is the official terminology we've chose, where if you use them, you get an added effect for that device. I think we're gonna go with this aggressive one for the EMP generator. What this allows us to do is to give additional damage to the targets we hit with an EMP to slowly drain their shields away. Nice. Then we are also using Energize Boost with my personal favorite called High Pressure, which is all about that sweet, sweet ramming speed. All right, so last but not least, okay, we're not high enough level for any of that. Let's see, anything we're tracking? Nope. We're still a long ways out. We're not gonna track dismantling because there's no point yet. But otherwise, we do wanna extend our tractor beam range. We'll invest some credits in there right now because we have them. Also put them into repairs as well. These are passive benefits that build up over the course of the game. If you invest in them, it gives back. I feel like that's gonna be a recurring theme here. And there are multiple companions that you'll be meeting through your journeys with varied degrees of abilities. Some might just be statistical increases. Some might unlock entirely new opportunities that you never knew you were going to have. Wow, lots of things right out of the gate. So we're gonna buy this PrimeSense STA.
One pre-war system scanner coming right up.
A system scanner?
I think the audio's a little quiet, so I'm going to turn that up slightly. Oh yeah, it is. It's really quiet. This might be too loud. We're gonna test it out. And here we go.
Dax. Come in, Dax. I just bought the SDA. How is a simple scanner going to help Ben?
With this we can finally see the system without the colonials seeing us back. Find an abandoned medical station. Patch up your friend.
A medical station? Out here?
Ceto isn't that small. We're bound to come across something if we keep looking long enough.
Even if we did, it will already be raided by outlaws. Sorry, Dax, but this is taking far too long.
Come on, just roll with me here. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. AG&B convoy just jumped in. All automated, barely guarded, and completely packed. I'll be damned if they didn't load any medical supplies.
You promised me no parades.
I'm sorry, Dax. This is the one I need to follow. You always ramble on about parades and dances and throwing around bags, but I know nothing about those things. I'm a prime ballista, remember?
Prima ballerina.
Whatever. My friend is in trouble, and this is my chance to help him. The convoy is AI-driven, there are just a few guards. I might even manage to steal the meds without any trouble at all.
Okay, but this whole operation is on your head and your head alone.
Thanks, Dax. It's really the only thing I know how to do.
Excellent. So for any of you who haven't seen any parts of the storyline, we're like really diving into kind of the middle ground of it. Effectively, we have a buddy who's at this base that we acquired at the very start of the game, and he's in cryo because he's not in a good condition. We need medical supplies. We need a doctor to help him out, which is exactly what my goal is to search for. Dax, on the other hand, seems to have some ulterior motive of some kind. We can't quite pin it down, but we can trust him enough, we think. And that's what's kind of pushing us forward, is that we think we just saw a chance to get some medical supplies. That's where we want to draw our attention to. So to answer one of the questions by talking about this, the question comes from Sujoyo0 from Twitch. What's the kind of progress in EVERSPACE 2? Is this sandbox or story focused? It's very much both, okay? Why not both? So there's going to be about a 20 to 30 hour story-driven campaign for you to enjoy at your leisure. You can pick it up, drop off how you want to approach that in any capacity. And when you break away from that story, then you can open up into this very expansive world to go pick up the jobs you want, mess with the various factions, build up your ship, unlock new tools and abilities, complete varying missions that you wouldn't have accessible otherwise through the main story, all of these different things. So it's a bit of both, basically. So if you just want that story, 20 to 30 hours, if you want it to be more expansive than that, you're gonna see a lot more, especially for the completionist. Perfect. So let's answer a couple more questions before we move in, since we've been getting some good questions. So there's no keys today, for anybody wondering. This is just a conversation, answering questions, stuff like that today. So the kind of progress in EVERSPACE 2, it's level based and it's a looter shooter. So the progress kind of depends on you, depends on where you go, what you're doing, and also a little bit of what you're finding. And I do say a little bit because we are also creating tools in the game to refine that process. So even if you're not getting what you want, you can make the game give you what you want. Is the text-to-speech placeholder or a design choice? Right now, it is entirely a functional element of playtesting. So that way we don't have to look at the wording while we're engaged with something very active on the screen. Here in the text-to-speech keeps it nice and simple. You know, kind of, hopefully that seems pretty straightforward.
Good. They're still locked in transit.
Whatever that means.
G&B takes inventory of their shipments before distributing them to the stations proper. That gives me time to look for the medical pod.
And security?
Don't worry, it won't detect me if I manage to avoid the scanning beams, and those can be tampered with by hacking the terminal itself. Easy going.
Neat. Okay, so quick pause, making sure I'm got the chats going. Sounds like G&B seems to be not friendly to Adam in EVERSPACE 2. Well, that implies that they were friendly to Adam in EVERSPACE 1. Friendly is a very specific word that I'm challenging here. Neutral, I think, is a far better word to use. And I'm assuming that's the one you're kind of going for. But we do have to really point that out. Because in EVERSPACE 1, G&B is an operating, somewhat militarized mining corporation that exists within the DMZ, and you're just moving through it. They don't care about you. They don't care what your business is. All they care about is that you don't take their stuff. And if you do, you're absolutely not their friend. And if you don't, I don't know. Would you call somebody who doesn't mess with your stuff a friend? Or would you just call them a person with common sense? But, you know, you get the deal. So, at the start of EVERSPACE 2, you're actually employed by G&B. But even still, I still think friend is a hard term to use there, because you're just using them as a means to escape the demilitarized zone. So from there, things can get
I scanned 3
pretty wild.
candidates of where they might keep the meds.
They helped you sometimes in EVERSPACE 1. It's true. If you built up your reputation with them through perks. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we have 3 different locations where we can pick up these items. This entire point is one of the transport points for G&B, where they bring all of the goods in and they scan it to ensure that there's no wonky business going on before they distribute it to their respective bases. And it's all automated, which means if you are careful enough and you are a pirate or an outlaw,
5 barrels of socks.
you could actually
Great.
come in here and hijack all the things. And this is because right now, all these G&B
Sod
light
off.
fighters,
We're having a break here.
they're having a break.
The port AI will take care of him.
So it checks out in case somebody's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. There'd be fighters all over it. Well, we showed up at the exact same time. They are taking a break. Yep, we thought of that. We're making sure that the lore and the story, you know, it makes sense,
Come on,
right? Obviously,
where do you keep it?
obviously you're still gonna have to have some suspension of disbelief, but we gotta keep it as consistent as possible. All right. How much cash money would the early access cost? That's a good question coming over from YouTube. We are gonna talk price points as soon as we are available to deliver that. We're not actually
Please
sure.
enter authorization for medical equipment.
We're not actually sure it's locked in place as of right now, so we still are finagling what those numbers look like. But I can assure you that we're not going to charge like some AAA price point for it. I mean, we are an independent team, an independent studio, and we're also heavily in early access, so, you know.
Great. Dax,
Yeah.
I just found a med pod, but for some reason it's under higher security. Do we have any lock breakers in hangar? If I can get this thing to base, I might be able to crack it.
Yeah, I may have something. But how are you planning to move an entire pod through superlight?
I am not. That it will do all by itself. I just have to get my hands on that main server.
All right, so now we just have to get the distribution terminal to send that pod that we found medical supplies in towards our base. Answer a couple more questions here and then we'll keep going. Will there be the ability to change out parts and such by EA? Rob, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm sorry I missed it up until now, but let me just give you the straight response. We're not sure. I know that's like a really lame answer, don't get me wrong. But look, there's a lot of parts and pieces, literally in that sense, that we have to bring together to provide a meaningful content-rich experience for when early access does drop. We can receive proper feedback for that content, right? So some of those features that are more in line with the aesthetics and more of like the feel goods, they're kind of further down the line of a priority, right? The main thing is we want you to have content to experience. Then beyond that, if we can give you some sick things to do on top of that are just nice, then yeah, we're all for it. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a non-answer, but it's the truth. All right. I'm gonna answer one more question, then we'll get right back into it. I want to clarify on this question just to make sure and get this out there. One of the questions was, there's several ways to play through the story. So no. This is not a super crazy divulging chain of a story tree. It's not like that, okay? We have a fairly linearized story that you're taking part in. You have several missions that you can choose to go one way or another that may or may not impact certain interactions in certain areas because it is a persistent game. It's a very persistent open world experience here, but the story is driving your character through a very rich and detailed adventure that we have lined up. Now, what you do outside of that is entirely up to you. You can pick up the jobs that you want and build the reputation with those questionable factions to your liking. You can accomplish these specific tasks and do that specific thing and build your ship this specific way. Like, those things are all however you would like to do those. Are there plans for more stealth missions like this one? I wouldn't actually consider this too much of a stealth mission. I get that it is. Like, I get that we're under the radar.
Let's see if my ID still works.
But the answer is... that would be pretty dope, wouldn't it?
Forcing coordinate override. Override successful. Distributing to Rhodia 2.
Yes.
Violation of protocol detected.
Whoops!
Shipment compromised. Initiate lockdown. Redistributing remaining cargo to mining outposts.
Scrap.
Hey, what's going on?
Whoop!
Better get out of here.
Tell me what's happening.
No time. Gotta make a quick jump.
It's gonna go around this asteroid and get out of here. All right, perfect.
Phew, I think I shook them.
Your pod just arrived.
Perfect.
You know this is not what I meant when I asked you to keep a low profile. Get your ass back here ASAP. You and me need to have a word.
Now, if we want, we could go to one of these random unknown signals. What we're experiencing right now is called super light travel, and this is where the open world segments of this game really open up and help you define where it is you want to go and choose those locations as you're experiencing the game. Now, as you saw, we did get this unknown signal right here. We could go to that, should we desire to, or we can just go right on past it and head to our main home base. There's also a lot more explorable locations in this system that we're currently in, this sector, if you will. And as we zoom out, you'll see that we do have 8 designated sectors that should all have their own unique handcrafted locations for you to go out and explore, complete missions in, build relationships with, etc., etc. There will also be the inclusion of such things like trade lanes as well. So you'll see more interconnectivity and maybe a little bit more life as the game receives more development. So I think we'll just stop by this unknown signal, just see what it's all about. Maybe it's something really exciting, a nice combat sequence. Maybe it's incredibly boring and we'll just warp right out of it and keep going. Will there be bounty hunter missions? I don't think that we should be allowed to deliver this game without them. Do you agree? Yeah, there's just some enemies here and some resources. We're just gonna keep going. We're keep going. Is the main story playing some sort of mercenary then straightforward task, and besides that living your dream in the universe? Kind of. So for reference, we need to look at EVERSPACE 1 and the story there. So some light spoilers for those of you who haven't played. Basically, EVERSPACE 1, you are a clone that has been made to replace a dying man's body, but he messed up, and so you're kind of your own person, actually. And you're locked in this reset loop of continually being recloned over and over and over and over again. That cycle is broken, and you are now thrusted into EVERSPACE 2, trying to figure out what it means to have a purpose, to be your own man, to form your own relationships, to build those attributes in the way that you like. And you're doing so as like your own person. I want to put emphasis on that. There's no more reset loop. When you die, you're effectively done. Now, in the game, it's not like we're super hardcore about this. It's not like you die and it's like uninstall the game. Like, obviously, it's you die, then you have to start back at a checkpoint of some kind. But that's the core element of the story. So here, it's all about defining who you are and becoming what that looks like.
Adam returns to the base with the hijacked medical freighter. Dax is unhappy about Adam's recklessness, but Adam says that he had to do something to help Ben.
It's true, he did.
They inspect the freighter to see what it was that Adam has captured. Dax becomes even more annoyed when he discovers something unexpected in the hold.
Oh, that's not a problem. Oh
cryogenically
my
frozen
gosh.
doctor.
What?
Dax, sensing that Adam has messed up badly, demands that the freighter and the doctor are ejected from his base before their position is compromised. Adam reminds Dax what he said himself about trusting more. Dax is astounded by Adam's naivety of the situation. But Dax also admits there are deeper reasons for his caution which Adam must be informed about. On the bridge, Dax illustrates to Adam, using the holodeck, part of his plan to reach a neighboring star system and his colleagues there. He explains that this is part of a big job which could make a lot of people very rich if executed on time.
Alright, okay.
Dax believes Adam can help him access the jump gate to carry out his plan, and offers Adam a cut of the operation for his assistance. The pair come to a mutual agreement to put small differences aside and follow each other's plans.
Alright. Beautiful.
By the way, the new system scanner works like a charm.
Good to hear.
It just finished scanning the Nadea area. This is what came up. Your old neighborhood.
Look, I only stayed with G&B for a few months.
Few
The
months.
important thing is, you know your way around. So, any idea how to snatch us some jump keys?
I can't head back to my former station, but Nefty's planes could work.
If they don't recognize your signature as the one that just raided their distribution port.
Some weeks ago a controller sold out his entire team to scavengers. When I left, he was still listed as Employee of the Month. You're giving their databases too much credit.
Okay. Just don't mess up again.
I'll be careful.
Beautiful. Alright. Hardcore mode. Now that would look completely different in an open world environment, right? Roguelike, really easy to implement a hardcore mode because every run you can kind of change the difficulty, change some modifiers if you will, and then have another go. In an open world, you can't really change modifiers on the fly. And if you wanted to do like a hardcore mode, that'd be like a completely separate game mode, right? And then that would be like another 20 to 30 hour campaign, wouldn't it? So we are being very mindful of what something like that would look like and if that's something that needs to be in the game or not, okay? So hardcore mode is not really something that's a priority to consider right now. Is the death penalty a thing or just pure old-fashioned reload last save? In this current iteration, it is simply an old-fashioned reload last save. Now there also are different save states. So what I mean by that, if we go to load here, you'll see that I've got a lot of different options to load back from. So if you didn't like the results in one of your last areas, technically you can save scum. This is mostly for quality assurance testing as of right now, so that way you can experience not being soft locked by a glitch or a bug, right? But yeah, I mean, we're still working in how some of these elements are going to assist and in some ways hinder the player should you continually die over and over again, if that needs to be something that happens. What's the difference between the closed beta and early access? Well, for one, early access will be open. I know that's an obvious one, but I need to make sure that's very clear for everybody watching. This is a closed beta, which means only a certain number of people, namely Kickstarter backers, and certain individuals who won keys really have access to this. And then in addition to that, early access is going to have a lot more content. It's going to be our major jumping point to receive feedback that you experience and really start crafting this game into that main line of what it needs to be. Not that we haven't been doing that with community persons already, because we certainly have, and we really appreciate your feedback. But we do know that those numbers are going to skyrocket for early access, and we want to make sure that you have the content to really eyeball and work through and all of that stuff. So, in short, the main difference is it's no longer closed, and there's going to be a lot more content. When you say trade lanes, is this actual ship traffic or a function of price differences per location, i.e. supply and demand? Spoot Knight, I think I love that question, actually.
Here I come.
We have had conversations about the difference between like a concrete versus a dynamic economy within the game, and we kind of don't want to do anything too insane. We think that if we go too far down that route, we're getting into space sim territory, which, as a lot of you know, we are not making a 100% space sim. Yes, we are incorporating aspects of that, but at its core, this is a spaceship looter shooter that's taking place in an open world RPG setting. And there is a very large difference there. A very large difference. So when I do say trade lanes and all of that type of stuff, there's still a lot of ambiguity towards that, even with how we want to approach that on the team. We've got a lot of strong ideas. We do have an overarching vision. We're going to see what happens as we move forward in that. And then, of course, we'll take your feedback of what you think of that once it finally makes it into the game.
Nefty's station is under attack.
Main hub. Come in, main hub. We are in a bit of a pickle here. Please send. Who am I kidding? Roti, Agnetha, everyone, let's do this alone, people.
They probably wouldn't mind some help.
All right.
Steady now, Dennings, take aim before you. Yes, that's much better.
Seems I've got caught in their comm frequency.
Hey, thermogun. That might be fun to change over to even right now. Thermogun's great.
Crisps to whomever gets me that scout.
It auto-locks your target, so I can be a really bad shot and it gets there. It just doesn't do as much damage as other weapons.
Make it 5 bags. Well done.
There we go.
I can see the sky again. Carry on scouting the perimeter while I have a chat with our visitor. Sir, if you don't mind docking here, I'd like to have a word.
Beautiful.
I've never seen raiders coming this close to GNB turf.
Indeed. Say, that face. You've been here before?
Yes, my name's Ross Adamov. Here's my signature.
Adamov. That does ring a bell.
I am stationed at the ulcer. We have a bit of server trouble, so I was ordered to come here and get a fresh batch of jump keys.
So you weren't sent as a reinforcement? Those blasted pencil pushers. There is a Gemini squad of outlaws at our doorstep and all management cares about is a fresh batch of jump keys.
Got
I
him.
am sorry to inform you, Mr. Adamov, but you were sent on a fool's errand. The only keys we were given are reserved for my own people.
There is none left?
None whatsoever.
Not even if I was to take care of your outlaw problem?
Well, in that case, I might be able to think of something.
Great. Any idea where I can find them?
Not so fast. You are clearly more experienced than the poor souls under my command.
It's true.
But maybe you fly even better with something other than that sentinel. Before
Also
you
true.
leave, have a look at our ship loadout. There may be something that catches your eye.
All right, so, yeah, there's a lot of dialogue there. I also want to answer some questions. So let's just start answering some of those. Let's see. Being a looter shooter, how much emphasis is being put on end game? It's something that like games like Diablo really struggle with. And yeah, we actually agree. We've done a lot of research and have a lot of inspiration from games such as Diablo, Destiny, etc., etc., that have a rich emphasis on looter shooter and or action RPG, if you will, with Diablo. But we want to make sure that the content is still meaningful there, right? We don't want you to get to the end game and just be like, okay, I'm done. Restart the game, move on to the next game. Like, we want to make sure that there's still content to be had. There's something that's giving back. There's something that you can still elevate your experience with. And through that, I am delighted to tell you that we are looking into a lot of ways to keep that going. So when you reach the last level, you're not just done. There's still more equipment that you can find, modifiers that you can utilize. There's going to be a lot of customization through the crafting system that we've been showing off a little bit. We've even included, we've even spoken about the idea of gained XP for a crafting system. So you have two different alternate tracks of XP that you're gaining, essentially. We've also talked about end game specific content known as the Ancient Rifts, which I know we just talked about Diablo and you're like, wait a second, did you just say the same thing? Okay, so hear me out here. We actually do have legitimate creatures in our game world called ancients. And and they actually create rifts. So it checks out, I promise you. The lore is like, it's not stolen. Anyway, beyond that, those are going to be pockets of EverSpace 1 inside of EverSpace 2. So if you think about EverSpace 1 for a second, and again, for those of you who don't know what EverSpace 1 is, it is a roguelike shooter in space. So you are going on runs, right? And when you die, you have to start the runs over. So it's effectively like that. You're taking all of the rich content that you've built up, that you've customized, that you've put the effort into, and then you're sent on this randomized adventure to obtain as much loot as possible. And depending on the results of that, you will be rewarded, kicked out, and then you could go on a new randomized adventure entirely for the end game. And of course, that's not even speaking towards all of the different locations and the persistent changes that have happened throughout the course of the game, as well as a considerable number of locations that you could still go to acquire locational tasks and missions, meet more characters, etc., 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 all beyond just the traditional 20 to 30 hour campaign that we are providing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, there should be a bit of content in the end game. All right, can we get some fun cheat codes? I mean, that's always possible. Pirate ships exploding confetti. Oh my gosh. We'll see, Caden. All right. Hey Alexa, I think that is awesome that you are wanting to ask very specific programming questions. I think that those questions would be more fitted for our development Ask Questions channel, and then we could pope in and kind of tell you maybe our perspectives and where we've been and how we got to where we're at. But the stream itself is going to be focused specifically on EverSpace 2 and a lot of the rich content and questions pertaining to that. Alrighty? I love the question, truly, I do. Early access will be available via Steam, yes. Even though there were a tremendous number of people that at the start of the Kickstarter thought, oh, it's Unreal, it's gonna be exclusive to Epic. No, I'm sorry, you're wrong. When we said that we're coming to Steam, we actually meant it, and that's what we are doing. So I hope that you're glad to be wrong if any of you are watching, because we are doing what we said we are, and we're excited to bring that to you in that regard. Okay. So I think now we're gonna dive into some of this stuff, because that was a lot of questions, and I wanna make sure that we're still providing stuff on the screen to look at, right? So let's go into the shop, and see some new stuff to add. We don't even have any armor plating, so we're buying this, we're buying and equipping it. Boom, straight up. Armor is one of the modules within EverSpace 2 that can only be equipped when you are docked. Now, this is a concept that we are also considering for the rest of the modules too. It's a tricky field, because in like a traditional looter shooter, you find stuff, you can immediately equip it. In a spaceship looter shooter, does it feel right to be able to cycle stuff as you're flying through space? Do people care about that so much that it's an immersion breaker? Do we want to put gameplay over that? We're still dabbling in that line of thinking, so just know that everything that you see here, it's not like finalized, complete is gonna be the way it is. So there's still a lot of little details there. But otherwise, we're pretty happy with the results of how each of the equipment modifiers and whatnot work independently from one another. And there are unique modifiers that can show up, which I don't have any examples at the moment, unfortunately. 4 different types of modules. You have energy cores, shields, plating, sensors, thrusters, and even a cargo unit slot that have specific modifiers that can only show up on them, and then also generic modifiers that can benefit your ship in a lot of different ways. Much like you would find from, actually we just found one right now, much like you would find from any sort of looting shooting experience. So this cargo unit, when picking up loot, immediately starts to recharge the shield. Why is this significant? Well, because shields can take a while to start recharging. This one is ironically the fastest recharging shield, which starts recharging after a mere 3 seconds. But if our shields went down and then we immediately pick something up, we could then immediately start recharging shields because of this cargo unit. That's pretty neat. I kind of like that. I think I'll keep it. That's a straight upgrade. Perfect. And ooh, a scatter gun. I really like scatter guns. We're gonna use the scatter gun. All right, so there's a lot of other meaty things to talk about in these shops. One of which is that each shop will have a presentation of different equipment. Some shops may like certain items more than others, which will give you more goods there. That kind of goes with the trade lanes, right? Like if you go to a solar system that's like all fire and brimstone and you sell some type of like fiery ore, they're gonna be like, yeah, we'll give you a penny for it. Whereas if you take it to like an ice planet, they're like, yes, please, we need heat. You know, we're gonna have that sort of trade-off effect. Okay, so then there's also jobs, number of jobs. I'm sure you've heard of Freelancer if you're watching the stream. If you haven't, wow, I'm actually kind of impressed, but you should look it up. We do take inspiration from Freelancer. No, we are not copying the whole game of Freelancer and delivering that. No, we're freaking, EVERSPACE 2 we are our own product. You've seen already how we are a looter shooter. It's action oriented, there's combat galore. It's not a space sim. I keep saying that. I wanna make sure you guys are very well informed, okay? It's important that you guys have this understanding. I know I talk a lot, but it's so integral for you guys to understand the product that we are servicing because I love you. That's really what it comes down to. Oh my goodness. Where can we buy this game that gives the most back to you guys? I mean, that'd just be early access at this point, whenever that launches in January, and we do appreciate that support, of course. Let's see. Oh, Shuzan also is dropping a really good point, and I do need to say this out loud. Humble Bundle, woo, right now does have EVERSPACE 1 on sale. 80% off? 80% off. 80% off. So I've referenced EVERSPACE 1 multiple times. It is a rogue-like shooter in space. If that sounds like your cup of tea, try it out. If it doesn't sound like your cup of tea, but you do like space games, it's super cheap. You could still try it out. All right, so I'm gonna look at some different ship options. I probably want to pick up an interceptor here. That's not a striker. That's incorrect. That concerns me. Okay, interceptor, perfect. Striker, interceptor. All right, I actually really like the way that this interceptor looks. I like the dropped cockpit and the wings in front. In fact, we could probably see those wings in front of us whenever we purchase this. So we're just gonna straight up purchase this. I just want to buy this. We're gonna buy and sell the current ship that we have. So we're saying goodbye to the Sentinel. We are receiving an interceptor. And the current way that we have this work right now is that basically all the loot that you previously had. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we found a bug, guys. It's fine, guys. It's gonna get fixed. So whenever you purchase a new ship, it does indeed transfer all of your belongings from your last ship to the new ship. In addition to that, if we were to purchase the second ship exclusively, we would then be able to transfer certain equipment over to our heart's desire. So you don't have to always have the same thing across between different ships. But if you want that, yeah, you can also do that very easily. You just transfer back and forth. But overall, we want to make sure that each of your ship, you can define yourself, put the proper equipment on, focus in on the ship characteristics, because each of the ship characteristics are in fact different from one another. Even two of the same type of ship can be different. They can have different ship characteristics. There's a lot going on here. How many ship classes at the moment in the game? In this particular version of the game, there are 3 different subclasses of one ship class, the medium ship class, and we have the Sentinel, the Interceptor, and the Striker. In the full game, the current plan is to bring over 2 new ship classes entirely, which each have 3 unique subclasses for themselves. So that means there would be 9 distinct subclasses under 3 different classes of ships. And again, remember that even one subclass can be very different from another of the exact same ship, the exact same subclass. So there's going to be a lot of variety in picking and choosing which one of these works for you, as well as the exterior customization on top of that. Okay, so now that we've got this new ship, actually, I actually really like the look of this one.
Transferred data concerning 2 nearby mines, each harboring about half a dozen raiders.
Got it. Just leave it to me.
Wonderful, Mr. Adamov, and Godspeed.
So what's interesting about this particular ship and the last one we had, you'll actually notice that the cockpit display is basically identical. That's because I haven't shown you all the different cockpits that we'll have included in the full game. We're still working on them. There will be some differences, to say the least. Oh, we have some drones. Oh, this will be easy. We're just gonna ram them. Get close enough to them and it's fine. Works out great. All right, so our mission right now is to fly into the planet. We've got 2 locations where we need to scrap all of the outlaw drones. Ooh! That was close.
Great. A dark mine filled with drones.
All right, much better. Fun fact, this is actually my favorite track in EVERSPACE 2 as of right now. So when you get up in combat, come on, give me the combat music, come on. Ouch! Well, that hurt. Never mind, we missed the cue. Maybe 2 drones wasn't enough, but I really like that tune. It's got some poppin' beats to it when you have more enemies. We do use a dynamic system for the music. At least I call it dynamic. I don't know if it has a specific term, but basically audio track layers. So when nothing's going on, it's just a nice, smooth, creamy, ambient, spacey soundtrack for you to digest. And the more stuff that's going on, the more instruments start picking up. Or the tempo sort of maybe increases a little bit. Ouch!
That was half a dozen.
Alright, taking care of the first mine, now we need to head over to the other one. Adaptive music? I actually don't know the proper terminology.
This mine is ours now.
All I know is that it's awesome. That's really the main thing.
Because you killed everyone inside? In that case, shouldn't it be mine now?
It's a blasted vicious circle.
Easier to take on the armored drone first.
That armored drone is very evasive. There we go. Wish this guy would stop moving around. Perfect.
Let's check the other cave.
Excellent. Now we're ready to go to the other side. Hey Eric, nice looking ship you got there. Hey, thanks. I quite like it. Yeah, it was an unintentional purchase, but no, I'm really digging it.
They put up a missile silo.
It's very reminiscent of the Interceptor from EVERSPACE 1. Mostly due to the color and the wings and the body type. Man, I gotta get some better weapons. We need the loot to hook us up. Oh, I guess we did find a better device that we should cycle in. Once we're off cooldown, we'll cycle our device over to probably my favorite device. All right. Will there be modifications to the look of the ships based on your gear, like the boosting being upgraded in number 1? We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. But what I can say is that we absolutely want to make sure that as you grow in strength, that your ship does reflect at least some of those changes. All right, let's go ahead and change over our device. We're going to plop on the magnetic repulsor. I'm going to choose the one called Swing Together. I love this one because you can actually push a group of clustered up targets all at the same time. Push? Yes, that's right. I said push. This allows you to get physical with your opponents, and I'll show you right here. This little outlaw detonator drone who's going to blast in our face, we just threw him and the outlaw scout into a wall. Didn't even have to deal with him. Oh, he's coming back for round 2? Oh, that's cute. I'm just gonna blast him.
You see
Done.
what happened? I think I got them all. Hey, Nefty's station. Expect things to be a lot calmer from now on.
Thank you, we are in your debt.
I'm glad I could help. Heading back to your place now.
Perfect. The best device mode? Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I overuse it. I'll straight up admit that. I hope that doesn't mean that we're gonna end up nerfing it. Oh gosh, no! Oh! Ah! But it's a lot of fun, and we want to make sure the devices are in fact fun. We do want to make sure of that.
So, about those keys.
This is highly unofficial, but there is a scrapped jump gate at the Charybdis junkyard that may contain old key signatures.
I was hoping for a more legal solution.
It is indeed a dubious solution, but for a dubious character, Mr. Adamov. You see, while you were gone, I did my homework. You were a wingman assigned to Craig Callahan's squad. Apparently, you died defending a doomed engineer.
Just because Callahan abandoned him, didn't make him doomed.
And that is precisely why I am helping you. Because in management's eyes, we too are a lost cause. The yields in situ are drying up. Director Blakemore is making more money from our life insurance than from what we actually mine. Everyone should get out as long as they can. You too.
I'll search that scrapped gate then.
Yes, and should you require some additional funds, we have a few assignments on the job board.
I'll have a look. Thanks, and good luck.
Likewise. Out here, we all need it.
That Officer Shaw, man. What a good guy. At least I assume he's a good guy. He's being nice. I'll take it. I really hope there will be a location with an ambient music similar to or inspired by Mido Homeland. Maybe. Now I want to hack enemies equipped with such weapon. The Chaos. Right? Right? Oh man. We definitely have some devices in the works that promote all types of tomfoolery. And that's about as far as I can get without crossing any lines. That told us nothing, Eric. I'm sorry, but just get excited with me, okay? I know that you don't know what it is, and I know that you don't know what they look like, but we got some fun ideas, and they're coming together, and I think you're gonna like the presentation, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. We're perfect. All right. I also wanted to mention here as well, I think that all types of video games have their own unique tastes, their own unique styles. There was referencing of another space game saying that our ships look better. You know, to each their own. I mean, we appreciate that praise. We do have some very hard-working modelers on the team. Matthias, you're a boss. Alex, oh my gosh, the work that they do, it's tremendous. But yeah, I mean, they're our own style, they're our own look. And we obviously think they're the best. I mean, there's no question about that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be making them the way that we do. But yeah, I mean, we also have taken a lot of inspiration from a lot of other sci-fi space games that that some people could consider our rivals, right? We like to be inspired people. It's important to be inspired, to be motivated. All right, this is getting too deep. Okay. Let's pick up a job or two, because we always like to do that. Let's see. We don't have any bounty options at this point in the game just yet. We could do like a search and destroy. Those are always fun. That's about the closest you can get to a bounty hunt. We'll do 2 of them, just to experience some extra combat situations. Maybe a lost cargo. Hopefully it's not one of the bugged ones. You all probably know what I'm talking about, but we have to try. So we'll go from there. In addition, I just want to point out we've got these green modifiers on some of these items, like from the shop itself. Right there, that little green thing is what I'm talking about. And then also in our inventory, if any of you are wondering what that is, there are little modifiers where you can track. Thank you for letting me know about perks after I knew about them. But you can track certain perks that tell you when you are holding this particular items that are required. See that Vardum crystal shard right there? So whenever we are looking in our inventory and we are holding it, it is literally saying, hey bro, you have stuff for your perks. You should go to your perks tab and invest them. Or more specifically, hey bro, you have stuff that you can use for perks. Don't sell it when you're at a store, you doofus. We figure it's a nice improvement. All right. So we picked up a couple jobs. We've got a new mission tasked to go get some jump keys from a downed jump gate on another planet-side location. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this job first. I do like me some super light travel. All the way out in open space, all right. Jaded Cynic says thank you for the quality of life tweak. Yeah,
the signal
absolutely.
is unusual. Maybe it's inside something.
We've definitely been inspired by and have been listening to the feedback of our community. I mean, it's a shame that we have to point that out in this day and age, but I mean, we really do value what you guys say. Like the forums have, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the forums, but no, you guys, like, some of you really know what the game needs, and we really do appreciate you taking the time to come to the forums and express your feelings and your thoughts to bring all of that together. But we just got our primary weapon slot damaged because I'm a dingus. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Those mines will do the trick for the moment. I need to figure out a solution real quick, though. I'm glad that those anti-missile drones don't stop mines, or we could have been in a tremendous amount of problems right there. Splash damage! Ah, threw it too far, too hard. Ouch. Man, we've taken a lot of damage. I believe our sensors are also now damaged. That could be a problem. Haven't been the most evasive here, but we're gonna keep pushing on. Chatting and fighting, streaming is hard. I mean, yes. But you gotta try when you're answering questions and hanging out with the community. Are you considering to make more skins or ship designs for sale in the future? We do not have a microtransactional pay model in mind. In fact, the reason Rockfish Games exists is because we avoided that. I mean, we are definitely still working on more ship designs and whatnot, even just for the main game being launched. And beyond that, there could be like a expansive DLC that we might make that adds more ship designs or something. I mean, that's more than a possibility. I mean, if you look at the business model that we took in regards to EVERSPACE 1 and delivering the DLC in that regard, like, it wasn't just an added ship, right? It was a ton of content added to the game. So that's something that's possible, but no, we're not gonna have like an independent spend $5 on horse armor. I mean ship armor. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm saying. It's just not our style. That's what I'm trying to say. This just in, gold-coated missiles, all yours for the low, low price of $19.95. 95. No, not gonna happen. Oh man, there's an item over here. Man, we really got blasted by those crooks, didn't we? Yikes. All right, let's see what's in this container. Aethium crystal shards, a cargo unit, you know. Then some other thing, I don't even know what it was. Yeah, our sensors are damaged, so our range of detecting ships has been significantly decreased. Ouch. Our armor is also broken, but that's just because it's run out. Our scatter gun's broken, so the kinetic damage is reduced. Oh gosh, that's right. You can have different modifiers of what breaks on the weapon. So unlike EVERSPACE 1, like when your weapons break, it doesn't just mean they fire at half speed and they're more expensive regarding energy. Sometimes it can be the kinetic damage completely drops off. Damn, that hurts on a weapon that's focused on dealing kinetic damage. Ouch. So you really don't want your stuff to get damaged. How do missiles work? Are they limited or can be used as the primary weapon? So, I am actually, my body, the logo on my shirt, if you look at the logo on my shirt, you look right underneath there, that's my secondary weapon that I'm cycling. And I'm cycling between a rocket launcher and a mine launcher. Now I know that you can't see the stat here. Hang on. Let's pop off my webcam just for a second. Whoop, I am gone, you can't see me. Right here, when I cycle that, you can see that it gives me the name of the secondary as well as the kinetic and energy damage that it can do. Just very briefly, very quickly, so you can know, I need the one that deals more kinetic, and you cycle to that one. Or I need the one that's more consistent with both damages, you know, whatever. You can see that right on the screen, and it's a separate weapon. So if I click on my right side of the mouse, it launches a mine. If I click with the left side of the mouse, it fires my primary. And the primary weapon, as you can see cycling over there, it does the same exact thing. It tells you which weapon is equipped and the difference between their kinetic and energy damage as well. These are very important stats to be following depending on your situations. Okay. I have returned. When a secondary item runs out, it does not vanish. Here, let me just show you this. Like if we're out of my 0 out of 18, right? Uh-oh. Can you guys still hear me? Is my voice still working? I just got a notification that my audio went out. Okay, no, you can still hear me. That's great. If my audio goes out, just start screaming and I'll check it out. So when all of the equipment is used up, when we have 0 out of 20 in this regard, or 18, numbers, with 0 out of 20, that doesn't mean that the item just dissipates and it's gone forever. Instead, that means we can move this out, then we could put another one on, right? We could do that. So we now have 18 new mine launchers that are different, right? They have their own unique modifiers, their own unique attributes, all of that is bound to that. If we want to refill this, we have to go to a station or through some other means, restore it on the fly. And I do specifically say through some other means, implying that there could be multiple different means to do that, but I digress. It doesn't just vanish, it's still a part of your ship, it's still a piece. It's the launcher itself.
I can use that energy.
Oh, is this gonna be the short timer? I think this is the short timer. Oh no, we have enough time. Okay, so we're gonna try and do this. We'll probably die, and that's okay. Oh, dang, that was so close. Now, we don't technically have to go through that narrow gap, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend it with a ship like this, because these wide wings. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself, streamer? There we go. Much more easy. And now, slow down there, Tiger. All right. And now we can find the sealed container. Oh, both of them are in here. That's perfect. So we've completed the lost cargo mission. All we have to do is take it back to Nefty's Plains station. That is awesome. Or take it to another location. I can't remember what the mission is. But as you can see, even these jobs can give you variety in what their task is and how you accomplish those tasks. Pro pilot, thanks. Thanks, Shuzan. There might be a delay on my voice now that I'm looking at it because of the audio input, but if it's still working, we're just gonna wing it, guys. What about having consumables not disappear? Hazy, I will just hazy. Hazy, I will just mention right up now, straight front. Those words didn't even make sense, but you can see what I'm saying. Consumables are gonna have an adjustment in the future, and we'll have a long conversation about why that happened when it's time to have that discussion. And that's all the more I can say about it. Yeah, Thindle, thank you. There better be input lag too with what I just saw. Nice. Oh, I missed a delightful question from Foregone. They just asked, "Hey, how are you doing, guys and gals?" And it's a fantastic. That's wonderful. Look at you being so kind and sweet. Awesome. I personally, I'm doing quite well. My back hurts a little bit because my chair sucks. Actually broke. But don't worry about that. I'm having a blast engaging with you guys, having wonderful quality assurance, question and answering. Still both QA. It's always a fun time with these streams. You guys are great. I love it. I love every second of it. There we go. So this is our search and destroy mission. We gotta take them all out. I really wish we were closer to like an obstacle or something. There's a big old group of stuffs over there. Where was that even at? Right there. Yeah, let's get around this asteroid for a second. I wanna have some fun. Oh my gosh, I love throwing things around. It's so good. All right. We still have another target, a couple more targets. Here we are. And these guys, I don't even want to deal with. I'm just gonna waste some missiles, but dang it, it's worth it. Now these missiles don't lock on, which makes them a bit harder to use. And I wasted a lot.
Thank you.
Those missiles are far more optimal to use on, I don't know, say, a stinking larger target. Anything larger than a fighter. But it works. We're also gonna explore this asteroid. This is giving me some EVERSPACE 1 vibes. Right here. Credits, ramen, a railgun. The most important thing we picked up here is clearly the ramen. The Earth by storm took the Earth by storm 1,000 years ago, and it's still going strong. Just don't call it soup. Delicious, tasty ramen. We also have this iron deposit. You might be looking at this going, wow, you're really taking that looter shooter to a whole new level with mining. That doesn't seem interesting at all. I'm not buying this game. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Now, calm down there. First off, I think that you're reaching some pretty intense endings towards this conversation. But more importantly, know that we are creating some advanced mining situations for you fine folk. So it's not going to just be shoot it and it give. And And we will have more information on that in the future as it gets developed. Man, you certainly say that you're gonna have more information in the future. A lot. I thought this game was coming out soon. Well, kind of. It's hitting early access next January, in fact. But the full game isn't scheduled until 2022. So we have a lot of time. What that means, don't let that be discouraging here. Like, if you like what you see on the screen and you're like, it seems like it should be ready now, just note that from now to that point in time, there's gonna be a heck of a lot more stuff added. A lot more content, a lot more situations, a lot more features, a lot more ships, a lot more this, that, and the other thing. Let your mind go wild. We still have a lot of stuff. We haven't even touched the Okar, for example. You can't even find them in the game at all. And they were kind of important in EVERSPACE 1. So, I mean, you know that there's a lot more content for the future. And if you don't, well, let me just tell you right now, from one game dev to you, a gamer, there's a lot more content coming. A lot. I'd like to smuggle spice for space ramen. It's true, sometimes you gotta season up the ramen a little bit. I like that concept. That's good. You guys. You're already invested, just happy to see progress. Hey, that's great. I'm very pleased that you are invested. I also know that, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people that are looking at this and they're not. And that's fine. I just hope that you know that there's still a lot of time between now and our full release. So if now is not wowing you, I do encourage you to keep up to date with, oh my gosh, what a great section to transition over and talk about Discord, our Twitch, our YouTube, our Twitter, our Instagram. My goodness, seriously guys, sincerely, there are so many different ways for you to engage with us, to stay in the loop, to stay in the know about what's going on, what we're working on, having chats directly with us all the time. All of this is in addition to these Friday streams that we always pull out for you. Like, we love being in direct conversation with you. We want to make sure things are transparent. We want to make sure that you know how things are working. So please, please, please consider joining our social areas, diving in, having some fun. It should be a really stinking good time. I promise you. I promise you, it is super great. Nobody has ever complained once about any of us doing these things. So it's gonna be awesome. Okay, so we are back in the game, and we are gonna do some, we're gonna keep going to Charbus Bowl, and we're gonna tackle some more elements, bring things to life, complete this job. It'll be great. So you're saying you're not content with the content and are adding more?
Okay, let's find the gate and those signatures.
I suppose you could say that. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna find this gate. We're gonna get our jump key, and then we're gonna fix this ship up, because goodness gravy, it is not looking good. Look, the lights are flashing. See that? Oh my gosh, it is kind of torn asunder. Probably problematic. Yikes. We're pretty happy with the results of our labor thus far pertaining to the ship detail work. I mean, like, this is destruction. Yeah, you can kind of see that it's a mesh, but man, knowing that you have many different types of ships to choose from, the styles and whatnot, we are very pleased with the results of how your ship is taking damage. You almost see inside there. Goodness gravy. Really happy with how this is coming along. Okay, so where are we at? Oh yeah, right here. Here's the jump gate. Okay. Oh, there's just scrap metal. Dang.
Just scraps. Guess someone beat me to it. Great, now what? Huh, a jump suppressor? Where did that come from?
It's a good question. Just popped out of nowhere. How rude. So we have to do a little bit of exploring. We could have actually gone into some other debris on this planet to find some other goods, and we might do that here in just a moment or two. But for now, we are going to grab this jump
find
suppressor.
A single suppressor in this junk. And huh? Someone clearly doesn't want me to leave.
If you destroy a jump gate, does it go supernova like the ones in Mass Effect Trilogy? Well, I'm gonna guess and say no, but we haven't tested the destruction of a jump gate. So I mean, I don't know, I guess. But I would think that that type of technology would be wildly too dangerous for this type of colonization that the colonials use and the GMB have manufactured for their method of traveling around. Because when you're a mining conglomerate, a monopoly, and you want to get as many benefits as possible for your work, I don't think it is advantageous to create a tool that could literally destroy all of your work and employees in one fell swoop. But again, just a hunch. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't make sense in the context of our universe, I would say. I'll take that as a compliment. Wow, so you can not hit stuff. Yes. I actually, believe it or not, that I do have a little bit of skill at this game. I know it's rare when it shows up, but I've done a thing or two. Oh. Well, that's the stream. Thanks for showing up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a good one. I'm just gonna, see you later. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this ship, in my defense, I really don't, look at this guy. Look at how wide he is. This guy is wide. We're talking freaking, look at that. I have to like turn sideways to get him out of this space. Okay?
That's it. I'm out of.
I love the Scout, okay? And it's not just because it's nimble, not because it's super fast, not because it's clearly the best choice, but also because it's small. And you know what small means? It means you run into stuff less. Dang it, okay? There, I admit it.
Here.
Oh.
Please, don't Geo.
Huh? Who is this?
I need your parts.
Right. But so do I. You know this is a junkyard. Why not look for spares that aren't attached to people?
Computing request. Request accepted. IWWWW will now LOOK FF for spares that aren't 8IT8TT8 to PPP people.
Nice. The signal is coming from near the jump gate. Maybe that scavenger knows what happened to the gate ski module.
Text to speech, ladies and gentlemen. Text to speech. It's very serviceable when quality assurance testing, I assure you. Woo! Eric can't handle the wide boy. He got me. I really do love the way that this ship looks, though. Truly.
Hey, I'm about to dock at your place. Please no more tricks. Is that clear?
Affirmative.
Alright. Let's see what this guy
Welcome
offers.
to Charybdis Recycling Plant, where your garbage is our future. How may I help you?
I am looking for a jump gate module that can generate new jump keys.
Computing request. Only head management at HQ can generate and activate new key codes. If you are an employee of Grady and Brunt Enterprises, please direct all code requests directly to HQ.
HQ? That's not even here in Cedo. You're saying that everyone who isn't part of the company is locked in here?
Exempt our colonial military off. Turning off all systems.
No, wait. What about the military?
Colonial officials may use their military override to access jumping facilities.
A military override, huh?
Pyrus. I need PAR. Shutdown initiated. Thank you for having visited Charybdis Recycling Plant, where your garbage is our future.
Poor guy. But time to head back to Dax.
So I think this is a really good time, really good opportunity to talk a little bit more about the EVERSPACE lore, okay? Because I know a lot of you are coming into the stream, you're like, I've never seen this game before. That's great. I'm glad to showcase you that. But also our lore, we are lore junkies here at Rockfish, okay? Like, we want to make sure that what we establish in Everspace 1 is still pure and true and righteously so as we're entering into Everspace 2. And if you are piecing together some of these story-driven components, even like what you just displayed here, you're going to start seeing some things mesh up with what we had established in Everspace 1 pertaining to military overrides. So we're actually really happy with the results of this thus far. We do still have a couple little kinks here and there, you know, such as storytelling in a nutshell when you're trying to be very expansive about it. But it's something we're really passionate about at Rockfish. And I'm really happy with the results, and it always makes me smile when a community person's in the Discord and be like, yeah, but let's talk about the lore because this thing's happening and they also did it like that and it's like coming together. It's really cool. And I love how you guys geek out with stuff like this too. So good stuff, good stuff. All right, so we need to buff out these scratches. So check this out, boom. Oh man, that feels great. I do want to just show you really quickly, like whenever you go into one of these restocks or repairs, you can independently restore the things that you want. But obviously I just want all of it, so you can do a quick repair, a quick restock. Again, quality of service, quality of life change that we improved. What I'm trying to say is we plugged it in because community feedback like yourselves. Thank you, excellent. Got it out of the way. Woo, okay, so let's take a look at our inventory real briefly. We have a lot of things that we can look for perks, so we're gonna invest those. We got some iron, Vardum crystal shards. We're gonna go the way of the tractor beam because it's important. I like it. I quite like it. Let's see what else we can. Oh, an upgrade to the energy core. Thank you, finally. Goodness gravy. If only we had crafting implemented yet. Anyway. Oh, I also like this sensor. This adds a tractor beam range, so we're gonna take that bad boy as well. Cycle that on in. What else do we have? A speed booster with insane recharge speed. I mean, I'm spending a bit of credits, but I think it's worth it too. We have a lot more scrap metal and Vardum crystal shards that we could use. You know what? Let's go ahead and buy some of this stuff and max out some of these. We can add in all the Vardum crystal shard. We still need more iron, but that's feeling a lot better. We're getting there. Scrap metal. Okay, perfect. Lots of things to invest, lots of things to purchase. We're gonna sell this sensor, nano injector, energizer SP, energy injector. We're gonna hang on to this loot because I'm a hoarder myself in all games that I play. So when it comes to looter shooters, oh man, I'm a dangerous character, let me tell you what. But I hang on to all commodities and ores like all the time. I just love them. You never know when you need them. That's the way I play. And we do actually want to honor that style of play as well through the Everspace 2 experience so that you can use those elements and invest them, use them for other things as you go through and play the game. All right, now that our ship is nice, I mean, look at this, much better. Not a scratch on it. I'm feeling way better about that. Now we can keep moving. Beautiful. Now, we do still have other missions that we took on, or jobs rather. You'll see that we still have a search and destroy that we have, a lost cargo. Oh, actually, we need to take these back. So let's go ahead and take these cargoes back to Nefty's planes.
Yeah, one good, one bad.
Just throw them together in one line.
I know how to get through the gate, but we will need a military override.
An override, like in a hive unit?
Wait, what? We need a hive?
That's what you just told me. You don't happen to know where to find one, do you?
No, I don't.
Not sure I trust the sound of those pauses. Looks like there is only one place where we will most definitely find one, but it won't be Eads.
That one's on you now.
You see, Rain, Expect acid. Your friend just made it out of cryo.
Ben?
No, the other one. Get your ass back here while I make sure that the good doctor doesn't break anything.
Oh boy. So I need to go back to the home base, but first I'm going to finish this job. You like the ship designs in this game, Luke? Well, I'm glad that you do. We still have a lot more coming. A lot more. A lot more. So that's exciting. Do we have a stash? Yes. There is a stash. It's not accessible everywhere yet, but we do have a stash at the home base that you store all of your hard-earned belongings instead of just all on your ship itself.
Nefty's station.
You are speaking to Nefty's station.
I finished the job.
Good.
I want my payment.
Signature is fine. Here you go.
Redtout asks, if the game crashes because of a bug, does Unreal report tool send the info to you developers? The way that I have it understood is the answer is yes. If there is, do we have, I haven't actually seen any devs aside from Michael in chat. I am curious if anybody is watching and can just straight up answer that question. The question comes from YouTube. I want to get that answer to you, Redtout. Because I think that's a really great question. I want to say yes, I mean, but I want to be 100% certain. If we don't get a response through the course of the stream, Breadout, I will personally see to getting one on Discord and the Ask Questions channel. So if you are not part of the Discord yet, I do encourage you to dive in there, ask the question, and ask in the Ask Questions channel, like literally straight up, and then I'll get a response back for you. Hazy says it doesn't. Says you'll need to copy the text within the crash log and paste it into the Steam post, for example. Actually, that does make sense. Yes, I believe that's actually the case. So if you report the Unreal bug, it goes to Unreal or Epic. And if you copy that data and paste it into a Steam post saying, hey, I had a crash, then we will see it. So that is actually your answer. You know, it's funny, you learn so many things and you have to track so many things to be able to have like these firmly planted responses towards everyone. Trust me, guys, I want to give you all the 100% truest answers possible. I also have to check sometimes because my brain's too full. So thank you again for that, Hazy and Shuzan, for confirming that information. So one more time, Breadout. If you respond to it, it goes to Epic. If you copy that data you receive from the error and then post it on the forums saying this is what happened, then we can start identifying a solution to that problem. Okay, cool. We did complete this job. Ooh, slightly better shield, not much better. Oh, high capacity rocket launcher? Absolutely, yes, please. Okay, so we've been buying a lot of stuff. I think we're prepared to keep moving through the missions. So let's go see what the good doctor is doing at our base. When is the console early access release? We are not doing a console early access release. The consoles will have a simultaneous release alongside our 1.0 full product realization. I guess it's still technically to be determined, but we're looking at it around the same time as full launch. Yeah, that's actually a much more direct answer. We want it to be full launch. All right. Oh yes, I looks like I missed a question in the chat regarding the voice work. So just to clarify, the game is not going to launch with full text-to-speech and that's it. That would be, I think that would just be foolish on our end. Even though a lot of you guys like it, it's not how we want to deliver our product. But it will have complete, full voice work for both English and the Germanys.
We might have a problem. Hey.
Or German and the Englishes, if you prefer that.
What is it? Dax. Hold on tight. I'm on my way.
All right, let's see what's going on.
Adam arrives back at the base, alone. He is suspicious as he has not heard from Dax, and draws his weapon as a caution. He is surprised to find Dax lying unconscious on the floor. Suddenly, Adam is hit by a dart in his neck, which
thought that was gonna hit me.
paralyzes him. The doctor from the medical freighter appears over Adam and Dax. Keeping Adam conscious, she gives him time to talk. She is angry about being hijacked and demands answers. Adam explains to her where she is. The doctor is furious as she discovers that G&B had transported her to the DMZ. She searches the medical bay as she deduces her situation from the sparse information Adam supplies her. Realizing that the pair were really only trying to save their friend in stasis, she relents a little and begins to form a deal. Dax wakes up and the doctor aims the dart gun at him. Dax explains the situation more, and the doctor softens her position. She agrees to help their friend recover if they promise to help her escape the DMZ. Dax and Adam agree, while Dax admits he likes the doctor's way of doing business.
Neat.
I'm Delia, by the way. Dr. Delia Wendo.
And my head's still pounding. Call me Dax.
I'm Adam.
So which one of you brought me into this mess?
That was me.
That puts you in the pilot seat when I fly back out.
Don't worry. We have the same goal here.
But first we will need to find a military override to get past the jump gates. Adam, have you ever heard of the Ceto Ghost Fleet?
Can't say that I have.
It's a graveyard of old war wrecks gathered together by the guys who locked us up the other day. It's a treasure trove of scrapped military tech, bunker casings, cruiser engines.
Hive units?
Exactly. But it's hidden by distractor tech, so no one ever found it.
And how will we be any different?
Because we will find those signal distractors and take them down. They won't look like our beanbags though, more like fortified bases. That makes them tougher but also easier to locate. Once all 3 bases are down, the Ghost Fleet will make its grand entrance, and present us with our ticket out of this pit.
So where do I start looking?
In the deep fields. I already uploaded some coordinates to your map.
Well, I'm glad you got it all figured out. I will gather some data on my patient, while you two are busy raiding bases.
We're really not outlaws.
And I really don't care. We're good, as long as you uphold your end of the bargain.
Dubar Dan asks, do you also speak a character? That's a particularly interesting question. I suppose that it's possible. I mean, anything's possible, right? But I can say straight up, no, I haven't done any sort of voice work for the game at this time. We really do have a nice selection of voice artists, okay? Some very, very strong ones. We're really happy with the results of our search, and some returning characters being played by their same counterparts. If you are familiar with EVERSPACE 1, and we're really happy with the results thus far, because we have been working in the voice work department, and are testing the implementation thereof, and it's coming together. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And we probably don't want to muddy that up too much with with my dumb voice. It's just the way I'm gonna put it. Maybe like some sort of minor, insignificant character that you can blast to smithereens. Maybe that's what we'll do. But yeah. Otherwise, we have dove into the storage here of our base where we're going to store some more stuff because I am such a hoarder. We don't even have that much stuff. What's something that's nice, another quality of life change that we actually made, is that whenever you have equipment in the storage and you are docked at your home base, when you go to the perks, it recognizes those items so that you can pull it directly out of your storage into your investment. So you don't have to like move it into your ship first and then you can upgrade the perk. Just a a simple thing you probably didn't even think about, but just cutting to the chase so that you don't have to worry about it, you know? You guys talking about my voice. I appreciate it. You guys, you're too kind. All right. So now that we've completed this little transition.
Markers show all bases I detected within the deep fields. A few maybe duds, but I'm certain at least one of them is a beanbag hiding the ghost fleet. Once you found it and took it down, I'll use a little trick to pinpoint the others.
Now we have to go find this ghost fleet and do so by going to these unique sites. Now, while we are doing this, this is actually one of the points of the game where new locations have opened up. So if we wanted to go all the way over to this unknown region, we could do that, start exploring more options, completing more side quests and stuff like that, or even just location missions is what we call them in the game. There's a lot of different opportunities here, so we don't have to just like grind out the story. This is also importantly true if, say, your inventory was hot garbage, which I could probably argue that mine is. I don't think I have that good of stuff right now. So I think that maybe we are going to do a little bit more exploration before we move forward. Let's complete more of our jobs. So we're going to complete this search and destroy all the way over here.
I'm impressed with how you swallowed the situation with the doctor. Do you think we can trust her?
She had the upper hand and didn't play it. As long as we don't piss her off, I'd say we're safe.
I agree. She seems alright.
You shouldn't tell her you're a military clone. There's a lot of resentment against clones in the colonies.
Not even Ben knows.
Better keep it that way.
Grindel, in response to your question, Grindel asks, he says, you sort of gave a joking response about the question about Delia's portrait icon earlier in the Discord. Is that on purpose, old concept art? So, yeah, the reason why I was kind of being playful with it, saying like it's Grady and Brunt picture taken out of context versus, you know, her in-game look. Yeah, so basically it's concept art versus a work in progress in-game cutscene, right? So it's not done. That's the long and the short of it. We can see a lot more improvements and modifications to these characters. Her concept art could completely change. Maybe she becomes a 7-foot-tall alien demon creature. You never know. Okay, the chances of that happening are really slim, but you get my point. Like, there can still be a lot of modifications that we make according to that end result. And I do want to point out that our animated cutscenes, they are not final. I know that you guys see the work in progress slapped on the screen there, but I have to put a lot of emphasis there. They're not done. Like, they're still being artistried. They're still being composed. They're still being put together. So there's still a lot more that can be done there.
There they are.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, buckle up.
I see who this character is in chat. Oh, I think I caught somebody who's been poking me on Discord. For any of you very determined QA testers out there who want in on the EVERSPACE 2 experience, let me tell you what. Right now is not the time. We have valuable feedback coming in from community persons who have specific access to these closed versions of the title, and that is doing wonders for us. And the feedback that we've received on the forums,
This is Nefty's
phenomenal.
station.
I finished
Seriously.
the job.
It's been huge.
Affirming
It's
your
been great.
signature. Thank you.
But truly cracking the game open right now versus what it's going to be when early access drop, freaking night and day. Night and day. I'm not joking with you guys, like complete difference. Right now, the feedback is really important from the ideation standpoint, right? Your suggestions, your interpretations. When we hit that early access, it's going to be your in-game experiences. See the difference there? So truly put an emphasis on that. Early access is going to be a great, super great time for you to enter in and truly start divulging and breaking the game for us. And we're excited for you guys to do so. Absolutely excited for you guys to do so. All right, level 6. We're almost level 7, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna explore this nearby site, and we'll show you what a localized event looks like. Oh, this actually might not be a best event to do. It's fine, we'll do it. Non-final numbers are not final. Spoot and I know it's repetitive, but look, man, we just want to make sure it's absolutely clear. You can put something on the product's title's homepage, you can put it under, you can file it under the proper genre, you can make videos on it, you can plaster it across the screen as a tooltip, and you're still gonna have people who don't quite interpret it the same way. And we just want to make sure that we have every opportunity to help guide that into the right direction it is meant to be. At the same time, a huge shout out to all of those individuals who do take the time and consideration to read through the fine print before commenting very specifically in something that requires fine print. Really appreciate you. You are the true champions. This little side mission requires us to find cloaked containers. We found one. Now I'm gonna be real careful navigating this big old beast so you don't make fun of me, mainly. All right, perfect. Now we need to continue looking around. Gonna pick up some scrap metal. Oh my gosh, look at all the things nearby. This is nice. Reactive plates? We might have found some better armor. Beautiful. Ooh, some dark matter. Ooh, wow, that's a level 9. Oh, we're probably not gonna be able to use that for a while. But you know what? It's okay. I'll take it. So there's some more gear around here. We got reactive plates and scrap metal. I'll take it. Look, this is a gold mine right now. For all things that aren't gold, but you get my drift. So now we need to find this last cloaked container. And you guys might note that there's like a little ping that's indicating that there's something nearby. You can barely make it out on the map, but it does give you a direction as to where that is located. I'm not sure I want to deal with these mines, so I'm going to swap over to, oh, did we not pick it up? We didn't pick it up yet. All right, well, we're gonna use our EMP, excuse me, to disable these mines. At the very least, I'm gonna throw this one away. This is dangerous. All right, hang on. This is just an embarrassing waiting to happen. All right, there we go. That's a bit better. We're gonna pick up this last cloaked container, a shield, some more scrap metal, and the equalizer made by Federal Arms and Crafts, which is a coil gun. That thing's a beast. Can't wait to use that. And that was the local event that we just completed. Local events do reward you with experience, and obviously any of the loot that you obtain through that situation, as well as any other findings that you may have. Feel pretty good about that. And each one of these smaller sites, I say smaller, and I want to point this out here. Like when you look at Rhodia Orbit, see that white indicator in the middle? It's like super bold. It's like covering the entirety of that dot. This area that we're in right here, look at how much smaller, oops. Look at how much smaller, I can't actually select it, but look at how much smaller that dot is in comparison. This is a minor area versus these big old bold dots. They are major areas. So there's roughly 7 to 10 major areas per sector. And then there's a number of additional smaller sub areas, if you want to call them that each have their own little rewards if you go there, complete the tasks, and yeah, kind of go in that sense. So there's a lot to be had if you take the time to go out and explore. That's the point that I'm going for here. There's a lot there that you can digest to help build yourself up. And much like I had just mentioned, I really need to boost myself up. And lo and behold, we're starting to find things that are actually going to be useful. So that feels good. Even just leveling up is going to give us a little bit of a statistical improvement for right now that will help us. Especially since these opponents are all level 9s. We can take them. What could possibly go wrong? Here we go. Stay on target. Oop, that was a big blast. Really have to make sure that we don't lose our target or get hit by missiles. Here we go. We really need better energy damage, that's for sure. Almost there. How did that miss? Gosh dang it, all right. Woo! Let's try that again. Much better. One more time. One more time. All right. Success! Woo, we did take a little bit of damage, but that's way better than, you know, ramming into a wall. All right. It's not always recommended to fly in higher level locations than what your level is, but it's more than possible to do. You just have to be careful about it. I will also say this, because it needs to be said. Current version I'm playing is dumbed down. Straight up admitting that. The current version that is available, we wanted to make sure that it was accessible so that you could experience what's in the game. When early access hits, I'm telling you guys, I hope you're practicing. And if you're not, EVERSPACE 1 is on sale 80% off on Humble Bundle. You should get in there and get some practice in. Perfect segue. Let's keep going. All right, so we're gonna head to this undiscovered site. Oh, I should also mention, whenever I talk about the location levels, it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but actually, you can look in that upper left corner right above location, and it shows a number 9. I know it's hard to see, but that means the location is level 9. So everything that's in it is going to be scaled up to about a level 9 situation. Now, I think this is a good talking point, just to mention, because as you're moving through the game, these levels will also be moving up behind you. That's the intent that we have down the line. For now, they don't move, but the levels are somewhere where you should be. The reason why we're making sure we distinguish levels in this capacity and then also building it up behind you is so that there is a purpose in your decision-making process. If everything scales with your level at the same time you're doing anything, then what's the point of a leveling system? Instead, we wanted to make sure that you choose if you want something to be really difficult and rewarding, or if you wanted something to be super easy and have a casual time. Like, that is in your control, okay? That is what we are giving you player agency over. And as the game gets fleshed out, we also want to make sure that when you hit those end results, whenever you reach max level 9,000, whatever we end up making the max level, that even like the level 1 locations are still going to have value, right? That's why we want to use some type of scaling system after you have successfully completed what there is to complete, or maybe you haven't even, but build that up to be something meaningful, even if it's only level 8,000 in comparison to your 9,000, you know, whatever. So these are things that we've thought about, things that we do find to be significant, and things that we want to help you guys out in order to deliver a powerful product using a leveling system. Can you tell we've talked about leveling systems a bit? It is important. Will there be a way to detect a cloak container if you're hard of hearing? Yes, Jay Gnarl. So there is a visual indicator that beeps that you can see. So no worries about that. In addition to that, there might be additional modifiers that specifically help you find things that are cloaked. I have not been practicing, I'm screwed. You're fine, man, it's great. Are you playing with your mouse and keyboard? I am, in fact, playing with my mouse and keyboard. I also enjoy this title using a device called the Move Master. Not sponsored, it's a great little item. You should definitely go to our Discord and poke Corbin about it because he would love to tell you more. I played the beta and it gets quite tricky if you are behind in level equipment. Yeah, and that's the intent. But even more so when it's early access, if you're not at the right level, shoot, man. Like, I'm not joking. Like, we want to make sure there's an impact with your decisions, right? And if you are going to a location that's 5 levels higher than you, you're gonna get hurt. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. So yeah, we're bringing that to fruition. There's color codings the difficulties too. Yes, an astute observation, Jaded Cynic. You are correct. Yep, just a nice little thing that you see just very quickly. You're like, oh, that's purple. Do I really want to go there? Do I really want to test my metal? It's that, just one additional thing. Same thing with the enemies themselves. Like, you see the red enemy, but then they also have a purple highlight on them, in fact. Just furthering that transparency of information. Always shoot purple. Shoo! Yeah, see, look at all these enemies. Uh-oh. All right, guys. It's time for me to go into go mode. All right, hang on. My equipment sucks, but we gotta try. We gotta try. Oh, this is gonna hurt in 2 seconds. Okay, all right, hang on a second. Hang on a second. For added effect, we gotta add the screen shake on because it's gonna get crazy here. Oh my gosh, shields are down already? Okay, hang on. Oh my gosh, we're webbed! No! No! Oh! A freaking Weber drone? Oh my, oh, that wasn't even fair. Who put that in there? Who put? How's Christian? Andy? We're doing that again, all right? Full force, here we go. We're not ending the stream on that. All right, we had a sniper drone over here. Okay, where's that Weber drone? Dang it, all right, right there. He shall become a crispy critter. Of course, we really do need to take out this sniper drone first. All right, sniper drone taken out. Next target, Weber drone. Which way is he coming? Perfect. Weber drone's out. No, there's another one? All right, hang on a second. We are not going down this easily. Our engines kind of suck, I'm noticing. Where's the next target? We didn't take him out. Oh my goodness. Oh no! You can back the heck up. Also note that I have no healing items. Need more energy. Our energy core is not good enough for this. We're just gonna isolate them. That's gonna be the way that we champion this. All right. Weber will always ruin your day. Yes. Man, I wish that I could have cataloged every single one of my EVERSPACE 1 runs that ended with the Weber drone. Because I can almost guarantee that, like,
that escalated quickly.
Half the reason I died in EVERSPACE 1 was because a Weber drone locked me in place. Not even joking. The other half was because I navigated poorly. Okay. Woo! Detonator drones. Oh my gosh. Well, at least they're isolated from one another, so we can do this. We got like 5 minutes left in the stream. I do want to answer some more questions. But, man, I wish we had some better gear. This will just have to suffice. But you can see how frisky things can start getting depending on your situations. Divide and defeat in detail. Yeah, I mean... Nope, we're boosting backwards. That is a new feature in EVERSPACE 2. If you don't like the direction you're going, you can boost in literally any direction. All right, this railgun's proving quite useful in this situation. Scouts. We'll just let them walk into a minefield, yeah? Seems fair. This should do the trick. Come to me! It's okay. Alright, he's a gone. Oh, that's a Viper? Shoot! I get these drones off of us ASAP. Corrosion missile will kill us. We cannot get hit by a single corrosion missile. Oh my gosh! Too much damage! Oh, too much damage! Oh, that Viper's coming back. That's a big, big problem. Oh, no, no missiles, no missiles. No missiles. Okay, we got this. Back up. All right. Woo! Guys, as much as I want to keep playing this. Oh my gosh. We are tight on time. And I do actually have to transition out. But oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, guys. What a rush. This is not easy in the slightest. But man, guys, I do want to end on a high point though. We have been making some really good improvement regarding our concept, our locations. And it's just been an absolute pleasure to just crack these open. Like, all of this is concept art, and we're just really happy with the end results that we've made. They've just really been popping. They've really been shining. A lot of you have seen a lot of this already, but still, like, the end results have been so incredible. Bring all this to rich fruition, and then on top of that, like, we're really starting to find that powerful dynamic of difficulty, which we're really hoping you're going to experience when you dive into early access. Because I'm telling you guys, like, right now, what I'm experiencing is the hard version of the beta, but early access takes it up a notch. So there's going to be a lot more strategy involved. There's going to be a lot more min-maxing of sorts as you're developing your ideas with combining certain items and equipment, and even utilizing even more different ships. So there's a lot that's coming together in all of that. Yeah, like, I don't even know what else to say. It's just been so good. We're really happy that you've been supporting us through all of these endeavors, bringing this all together. It's been awesome. So last but not least, I just want to remind you guys that we've been really excited about all of the content that you've been presenting to us, and all of the ideas through the forums. That's going to be a really big part where you can chat with us, where you can hang out, also on the Discord, and just transition over to that really quick. You know where this is at. You know where to meet us and talk to us. And if you don't, it's on the screen right now. Get on it, boys and girls, because seriously, like, we have such a blast with you all the time. It's so great. And there's so much more coming. There's so much more coming. So, yeah. And also, if you caught it, I showed you something new. So that's neat. But yeah, anyway, guys, I have been your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. You have been awesome. And I will catch you online sometime. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a conversation in the Discord. I don't know. That would be a lot of fun. Or in the next stream next Friday. So yeah, don't stop being awesome. Toodles!